Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. The iPhone 5 update I promised, and in addition, a Bell Canada rant. Some of you are like, uh-oh, what happened, Cav? All right, you guys know I never use the word rant unless there's a good reason for it. Although some people still can't validate my J-Tercer video for the rant. But I never did say their guitars for the electrics were crap. I just said all their acoustics were, and the company screwed me. Anyways, whatever. Okay, this is definitely something worth the watch. And if you are with Bell Canada, you are likely going to want to leave them once you hear what has transpired. Now, I was able to go the other day, day before yesterday, when I put up my review. My wife decided, honey, it's getting warmer outside a little bit. You still want to go to North Bay and we'll get your cell phone hooked up. Yes, thank you. Okay, so we went, happy danced our way over to North Bay, and we went to the Kudo guys, because that's who we deal with anyway. And anyhow, we get the contract written up, we get all the jazz done, and we pop in the SIM into my iPhone 5, and it wants an internet connection. Now, that's a first, ever. Okay? And I'm like, okay. And so we had to go on free Wi-Fi, and because their Kudo Wi-Fi is screwing up for some reason. But anyway, it fails. And it's like, it is courier locked. Please contact the courier to get it unlocked, or contact Apple for more information. Apple ain't gonna do nothing. And the story continues. So anyway, to no avail, fail after fail, he calls Kudo for me, okay? We pop in the IMEI number with Kudo. They say, well, it's not our phone, so, well, whose is it then, right? Don't know. We don't have that information. We only have information on phones we have for the IMEIs we have registered for phones that we've provided, etc., right? Okay, I understand that now. Awesome. So how do I find out? Well, you're going to have to go around to all the cell phone companies or call them all and find out who owns your damn phone. Great. Wonderful. You know how many companies we have? A lot. So anyways, the guy at the Kudo kiosk, he says, go see this chap down the way a bit in the mall. And, oh yeah, the guy that sells, does with cell phones, and he's got some laptops. Yeah, him. Okay. So we went into him, talked to him, explained the situation, and immediately, without hesitation, he pops the card out of his own personal phone. Now, he's like with Lucky Mobile. Bell, Virgin, and Lucky, all the same. Okay? So, anyways, and Bell did verify that Bell, Virgin, Lucky, all the same, any of those SIMs would work in a Bell-locked phone. My phone just jumped to life all of a sudden. No internet connection required. Full bars, yeah! Can make phone calls, great! Okay, now my cell phone card, it's his. So, that confirmed, A, the phone is locked, B, it is locked to Bell. It doesn't matter that it has Kudo still here as a courier in here, and it has since I've had it anyways that I've noticed it, and there's no way to erase that. But it doesn't make a difference that it does that because the phone works perfect with the guy's Lucky card, okay? And it's Lucky Mobile, by the way. Now, Lucky does have some amazing deals for price-wise, but you don't get such an amazing cell phone contract or cell phone month-to-month deal for that really incredibly cheap price, okay? I pay $30 a month. Now, I did get in on a sweet deal. It's actually a promo that wasn't advertised, but it was advertised only as, I guess, a new customer during that special. They made it even more special. So I paid $30 a month for 30 gigs. And of data. So, and that's bring your own phone deal, right? So, and my phone came from Rogers, which is my iPhone 12 Pro. Now, it's unlocked because the law was passed several years ago. No more are couriers allowed to lock any devices, cell phones, tablets, iPhones, iPads, none of it, okay? Well, this is where you Bell people are going to be freaking pissed, okay? Wait for it. So anyway, he gives us a number for Bell to call. He says, call this number, they'll fix you up, and it doesn't cost you anything anyways, and they'll unlock it. No problem, and then you'll be fine. Well, that was his thought, which was a good thought. Unfortunately, it has not resulted in that kind of progress. But we did call the number. We did finally get somebody on the phone and with the right department, because it turns out when you initially call that number, it is for a different team, and they only deal with iPhone 10 and above. Now, throughout this entire mess, okay, but before we get to that, so the lady says, give me your IMEI, I'll give it to the tech support team. They will have an email sent to you within the next 4 hours with a unlock code and the instructions on how to do it, and your phone will be unlocked because it is an iPhone 5. Well, I guess maybe she doesn't understand how things work. I just didn't know myself, and I've heard of unlock codes before years ago. Everybody and their twin sister wants to friggin' unlock their phone, and it makes it simple if you just pay somebody for an access code in the instructions, because it's any idiot can follow them, okay, without screwing up, and your phone's unlocked. Problem is, through a lot of research and more crap I did not want to have knowledge of, but now I do, and now I gotta share it because it's all part of the same thing. Anyways, it turns out that a lot of these companies, regardless what they charge you, a lot of them, that unlock code is not permanent. If you reset that device to factory again, right? Because sometimes you actually should do that once in a while, right? Especially when it's getting real sluggy. Well, hey, maybe we should reset it, you know, or if you get virused somehow. But anyways, so the code won't stay. So you need to find a reputable company, somebody who's been in business for years and has an outstanding set of reviews. Okay, those are the companies you want to deal with for an unlock code, in which case you could pay either way, anywhere, depending on the phone, between $3 to $100 or more for a friggin' code. Now, here's where I'm going to save you some grief, okay, and guarantee you that you won't have a problem. The cell phone companies, okay, whatever courier you're locked to, first you got to find out who you're locked to, because not necessarily because it says this on here is that necessarily who it's actually locked to. That's just a funny thing going on with this, because it still says no network up top, but down below we have this kudo thing up here, and we can't figure that out. But we do know that regardless of that, Buddy's Lucky Card made my phone work just like brand new, no hassles, it's perfect. But I'm not with Lucky, don't want to go to Lucky, don't want to go to Virgin, definitely don't want to go to Bell either, okay? They're all con artists and rip-off people. Anyways, past experience, lots of experience with Bell in the past, to the point we had to get a personal phone number to this head CEO of Bell, who we had, you know, contact with directly, his line, call, hey, yeah, it's going, Kev, good, we got another problem. All right, I'll fix you up, don't worry. All right, so I don't even know where that number is right now. I don't even think we have it anymore. I think we tossed it when we finally got rid of Bell, unfortunately, because otherwise I'd call him and he'd just solve it for me. But either way, we did have that access at one point. That's a long story how that ended up happening, but it was interesting, and yeah, it was fun. Anyway, so with that being said, I got no email, not even in my spam, nothing. So I figured, you know, it's the next day, call back, giggles, what's going on? Well, that's what started the whole family feud. But this is also where I found out from Bell, because of multiple times of having to call back. You get transferred, you get transferred, you get transferred. Every single one of them on that first number, we deal with the iPhone 10 and above only. We do not deal with yours. You need to go to this department, which doesn't transfer you to the right department, because when you get that department, they're not the right department. They got to transfer you to the next department. Now, every time you get transferred to a new department, by the way, you get a new pile of phone choices other than picking English, okay? You got to select from those choices, and it's either the number 2 or the number 5 to get you. Either one of them should get you to the right place. So you hope. But every time I get to that place, by then, somehow through the mysterious universe, nobody can hear me. And it's like, hello, this is so-and-so from Bel Canada. How can I help you? And I'm like, hello, how's it going? Hello, are you there? I can't hear you. And every freaking single time. So I have to go, hang up, I gotta call back. One time out of Lord knows how many times I called, okay? A lot. This was like hours of call back, call back, call back, call back, call back. So I finally had enough after lunchtime. You know, it's like, I had a headache. I'm like, clear, clear. I was close, okay? This is so angering, especially with the employees, okay? But every time things stayed consistent, I would tell them, you can't lock cell phones. You do realize that. There is a law that says you can't. It's been out for quite a number of years now. So, you know, I mean, the iPhone 5 was definitely around at that time period where, yes, they could lock them at that time. They did lock them at that time. Many couriers did. Many couriers never did lock them to begin with, right? Because they just didn't care enough. So, but anytime you do get a locked phone, it doesn't matter if you're the 30th person. I mean, some people do like Bell. I don't know why. But some people like Rogers. I don't know why. People like me, we love Kudo because they got awesome freaking deals and great service. And as much as their website is kind of very direct and it is a bit of a pain to contact them directly other than going on chat, they're freaking fantastic. I love them. Okay. So that's my reason for loving Kudo. Anyhow, so all throughout this whole mess, every single employee that I talked to and put the spiel out about this whole, by the way, you're not supposed to be doing this, okay? They all say, well, we lock all of our phones. Even today, we lock them. And they can be unlocked. It's not a big deal. But this department deals with the 10 and above, okay? Now, so Bell is doing illegal practices, okay? I did call a number of other companies who have all said they're doing wrong. They're not allowed to lock your devices even today. The law is the law in this country, and they're going above it, and they're not above the law. And I says, my point exactly. Maybe one of those companies will rat Bell out for me, save me the trouble. But anyways, so they're not allowed to lock them, but they still are. Okay, every employee confirms this. But at the same time, every time I call that number, we're not the department you need. This is the number I was given. Now, I was finally given two other numbers. I don't know what call stage I was at or how many I was doing. But eventually I got two different numbers to call that are supposed to be direct lines, direct in to that section of below the iPhone 10, which will unlock my phone. Now, here's the funny part. Only once did we ever hear from an employee there's a code involved. Every single other person we talked to, every time I called back, they all said there is no codes. We're not sure what you were told by that employee, but there are no codes. We just put in your IMEI and we tell the system to unlock it, and in 10 seconds later you can pop in your SIM and you're good to go. And of course there is no charge, and they know they can't charge for this service, even on an older phone, okay? They cannot charge. So you get it done for free, okay? And they admit, they know they have to do it for free, okay? Even if you don't have an account with Bell or TELUS or, you know, whoever, they have to unlock the phone for free no matter who you are, you know. But they always say, you know, like, what's your number? Don't have one. Why not? Because I don't have a contract with you. Do you want one? Frig, no, not with you guys. You guys are lunatics. We've dealt with Bell in the past too many times off and on, given way too many chances in life every time they screwed up. So we hate Bell, okay? Mind you, we do have a Bell house phone, only because, well, it's the only service we could get here for a backup phone. But it's $30 a month, basic phone. Who cares, right? At least that they didn't screw up on this chance. But cellular-wise, oh my gosh. You want Bell satellite? Oh my gosh, you're in for it. Any service other than a home line, my gosh, you are in for it with them. Okay? We've had way too many problems, and so has everybody else we know, too. We all left Bell and said, screw you, Bell. So, it got to a stage, I got a hold of Apple, and I said, I know you can't do anything about an IMEI. That's fine. But before calling Apple, I did talk to this one other girl. I think it was before or after. One of the two. I freaking can't remember. But there was a point I did talk to a girl on a phone call, and she said, what's your IMEI? I gave it to her. She says, it's not blacklisted, the account is clean, the phone is clean, and it's unlocked. I said, lady, no offense, but you're a lying sack of crap because it is not unlocked, or I wouldn't be calling you right now if it was. And none of your employees have been able to unlock it for me. Every time I call, I get transfer. By the time I get to the last person in line that should be the right place, I get hung up on because for some reason they can't freaking hear me. Unless they're all deaf, I have no idea. But I get hung up on one way or another. and I have to call back and go through all this crap again. I am done. You need to do something about this. And if you've just been able to search my MEI, you should be able to unlock it. But sir, it is unlocked according to my system. Not according to my damn cell phone card, it's not. It's still doing the same stupid loop. Okay, let me take it out. Let me shut it down. Let me reset it. Boom, it's still doing the same loop. Hello, does that sound unlocked to you when it gives me the same message? Of course not. So you're a lying sack of crap. And I just freaking went, hung up. Anyways, I did end up talking to Apple. They diagnosed the phone. They said, your phone is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And we don't know why that thing is there either with the Kudo being on there, but that doesn't matter if a lucky SIM worked, which means, you know, your Virgin and your Bell are also going to work, and the phone works perfect with those. It's still locked. I says, I know it's still locked. You know, seriously, this is horrifying. Okay. I was fit to be tied yesterday. So, we went back to Kudo yesterday. Told them what was going on. Because while we were on the phone with, I think it was Apple or one of them, maybe it was that lady, we tried my wife's cell phone. We took out her 5G card. We slammed in mine out of my phone because it's an LTE one for the iPhone 5. And like magic, her phone didn't bark. It showed up the bars for the tower. It showed my phone number is now in her phone where it shouldn't be. Hello. Okay. But it's there. Everything's there. She tries to make a phone call with only one hiccup. It keeps crapping out. It can't make it complete the call. So we figured bad SIM. Okay. Maybe. All right. Because obviously even a bad SIM would put this thing into a loop, but it doesn't put hers into a loop because it just works, but it can't complete a call. So part of the SIM is definitely bad, right? We go back to Kudo, we say, look, here's what's happening, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'll give you a new SIM, no charge, don't worry about it. Okay, put the SIM in. I'm not leaving until you put that SIM in, because if it don't work, I need you to get a hold of Kudo for me and set up a call back, because I'm canceling. Anyways, so he puts the SIM in, and sure enough, same crap again. It's like, you know what I mean? So he says, let me see your wife's phone, because, you know, and my wife hands him the phone. He puts the new SIM into her phone. Everything comes up. Towers are full. My phone number is there. So he says, let me make a call. Call goes through fine. Perfect SIM. Nothing wrong with this new SIM. So obviously we did have a problem with this SIM. So we take it out. We put it back in my phone. Same loop cycle again. Because the phone is locked. That's why it does that. That's why it will do that. That's why it'll go after an internet connection to try and set up with a server that don't freaking exist. Okay? Because it's too locked to Bell. So Bell is a lying sack of crap. Especially this lady who actually said, the phone is clean, the contracts were paid, the phone is good, and it is unlocked. You're a liar. Okay? It took I don't know how many phone calls just to get that lie out of her mouth, but she's at least the first person that actually looked at the IMEI and said that it was already unlocked, and it's not, because if it was, I'd be able to throw my freaking SIM in here and it would work, right? Because we did take the new SIM and threw it in my wife's phone, and guess what? It worked 100% perfect. So, and she got her 12 Pro in gold from Kudo, who also does not sell you a locked device, because nobody is allowed to, but Bell is breaking the law, and they are still selling you guys locked devices even today. So you need to deal with that crap with them. And according to that same legislation, it doesn't even matter if your contract isn't paid up yet. If you call in and you know you have a locked device, they have to unlock it free of charge. Okay? So, anyways, that's what I have for you guys on this one. I am freaking done with this crap with Bell. I don't care if this thing ever does become magically unlocked at some point. I'll never know, because I am on 5G, and 5G network cards are not compatible with these old phones. But either way, that's the kind of crap you can expect to deal with Bell. So don't even buy anybody's phone that says locked to Bell, because yeah, even new phones and antiques are all locked to Bell that were blocked to Bell at that point. I don't know what kind of problems you're going to have with other companies, okay? But I know what's happened with Bell, and Bell has always been a turdball company to deal with. They always did provide services that other companies did not provide, so it attracted us to those things. And at times it seemed to be a sweet deal, but then they would screw up. And, you know, even some of my friends that were with Bell, they've left too because they got tired of the ring around the rosy crap on the phone, all the lies, all the deception, not getting anything accomplished, illegal charges on their bill, which means double charging, which means other weird charges that why are these here all of a sudden, like what's going on? And you have to pay them because they are not going to delete them, or if they say they did, they really didn't do it, or whatever happens. I definitely want to get away from Bell, even on the landline, but they haven't screwed up yet on that. But I'm not sure if we should keep that service at least going from them. But in the 8 years we've had the Bell landline here, is just a basic phone for $30 a month. We've not had any problems with them, okay? At least on that side. But anything to do with anything other services from Bell, it's always been a nightmare. And trying to get this unlocked is to no avail, a useless task to try and get done. So that's my rant. That's my info update on this phone. Do stay tuned though. I will be doing some videos like I promised for the front camera. I decided I'm going to go with one video with the front camera because it is 720 and a video for the back camera. We're going to see how they work, how the mics work, that sort of thing. 2 separate videos, because otherwise if I take a 720 and a 1080 I have to save it as one or the other, and you need to view in whatever that's viewable in. So that's what we're going to do. But anyways, in the meantime, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Ciao.